I'm Tom, we are here. The last crescendo, the most anticipated rematch, perhaps of 2025. It's here. A huge light heavyweight fight, equally as 50-50, because there was so much in that first fight to look at. You know, what Bivol had going on behind the scenes, what Beterbiev had going on with his knee. You know, age playing a factor in it. The quick turnaround, there's the controversy because of how close the first fight was. There is so much to look at and digest. I will be doing a live watch along for the whole event. Come along and say hi. But let's get into this. Bivol versus Beterbiev 2, the breakdown. Let's have a look. First fight was amazing. Let's start with that. The first fight was absolutely fantastic. It really lived up to everyone, certainly my expectations of the event. I did have Bivol winning. In my opinion, Bivol won. Like I predicted Bivol to win a unanimous points decision. I think he did. I think for the first 4 rounds, it wasn't even that close. Bivol took the first 4. And you're almost thinking, is Beterbiev too old? Is his knee playing up? This is going to be a shutout. But obviously that's not what happened. And those last 3 were equal. You're kind of thinking, Beterbiev might stop Bivol here because it's just relentless from him. But I did have Bivol winning. A very close fight. Could have given it a draw, but I had Bivol ahead. I predicted that. Do I think it will be the same? Well, Bivol will now know he can't let off. I think that's the thing here. Bivol had all of the early rounds. Bivol won enough of them for me to win the fight. Obviously not in the eyes of the judges. So Bivol will now know from that he can't let off at all. At any cost. Bivol cannot let off here. Because the problem is, if you let off, Beterbiev comes on. And he comes on very fast, heavy, pressure. It's not pretty. So you can't let off. You need to try and keep taking those rounds. And I don't think Bivol just let off. I do think there was more to it. I think Beterbiev stopped Bivol. I think maybe it was accumulation. We saw how bruised up Bivol was. His hands, his arms, his face. It could have been an accumulation finally getting to him. That's how Bivol fights. Beterbiev fights rather. Beterbiev fights in a manner where an accumulation, a pressure will build up and then he stops you. He didn't stop Bivol, but maybe it was like getting to that stage where it was just too much for too long. He was getting just beaten on for too long that he couldn't throw back because of just sheer pain, fear of what's coming back, gas tank being empty because of how much he had to empty in the earlier rounds with Beterbiev. But he's going to know, at all costs, he's going to have to risk getting stopped because he can't let off. It wasn't just Bivol dropping off. Like I say, it was credit to Beterbiev here. Beterbiev made Bivol slow down, made Bivol not keep up the pace, stealing those last few seconds of each round. With pressure, with a flurry of punching, standing there and trading. Bivol had to, and Bivol will have to do it again. He's going to have to stand there and trade with Beterbiev at times. Otherwise, you're going to get no respect from him, and you need that respect. But in doing that, there's no questions that obviously Beterbiev hits harder than Bivol. There's no doubt about that. So Beterbiev is going to hit harder than Bivol, which means Beterbiev will come out of those exchanges better off. Bivol will come out of those exchanges worse off, having taken the large portion of the damage. Do you know what I mean? The way Beterbiev relentlessly pressures you is what he did in this fight. It's what he did, and what he's going to do in the second fight. I think, if I'm honest with you, I think Bivol did better than Beterbiev. Like, peaks for peak. In that fight, I think Bivol was a better boxer. I just think Beterbiev was able to maintain how good he was for longer. So he'll need to do it. Beterbiev is going to have to try and do that again and stop Bivol from being able to reach that height of how good he was last time and maintain that throughout the length of the fight. This is the thing. Bivol was better than Beterbiev, but like at that fight, I think Bivol showed better boxing. Beterbiev just showed better boxing for longer. So even though Bivol's boxing skill was up there, whereas Beterbiev's was there, Bivol's was for that long, Beterbiev's was for that long. And ultimately, it's about the whole fight, not short spurts. And this is what Bivol needs to know. You know what I mean? I don't think either fighter will actually change much in this fight. I don't think either fighter in this fight will change too much. I think they both think they'll have to do the same thing they did. They'll do what they did before. They'll have to do it better. I think what they'll do, right, heavy sustained pressure from Beterbiev, but starting earlier. I'll have to do it from Bivol, just box his ears off, dance around him, but do it for longer. I think they're going to have the same game plan, but refined a bit more. I think that's the key here. But because of that, even though I don't think we'll see too much different from either fighter, I think what's actually going to happen is we'll see a very different fight. You know what I mean? Bivol will have less background noise of everything going on behind the scenes with his ex-wife. Beterbiev will have less going on with his leg. So I think we'll see a very different fight, but actually the same strategies. You know what I mean? I think the fighters will be the same, but will lead to a different fight, especially after those first 12 rounds, downloading just information off of each other. I think we'll see a very different fight. And I think both will download a lot from that first, but I think ultimately the quick turnaround in this fight is going to benefit Beterbiev more, because his knee was probably 80% anyway, so now it's probably 100%. All it means now is he can not have to, that father time won't catch up with him as much. Father time waits for nobody. 40 odd years old, that won't play as much of an effect. And he'll be in shape, be fit and healthy, his knees will be a bit better. Whereas Bivol, battered and bruised, would have needed some time off, hear any niggles, again the background noise with his ex-wife. I think the quick turnaround will benefit Beterbiev more. So even though, and actually, to be honest, I think Bivol will probably learn more from the first fight than Bivol will learn more from the first fight than Beterbiev will, and he'll be able to adapt more. And the whole build-up to this fight, I really thought Bivol was going to win the first time. I thought Bivol won the first fight. Therefore, as he can learn more from it for the second fight, he'll win the second fight. I've been saying that up to probably today. But today, for the first time, perhaps ever, I'm backing Beterbiev. I don't know why. So my official prediction is Bivol could stop him late, after round 9. I think 9, 10, 11 and 12, Beterbiev could stop him. But I don't think he will. So my official prediction is Beterbiev to win on points again. But this whole time I've been saying Bivol wins on points and we see a trilogy. But people, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As I said, I'm doing a live stream, come along and say hi. A live stream, come along and say hi. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know how YouTube works, people. Peace.